Good morning, ladies. I'm up bright and early this morning to go teach. It's my first day. I'm very excited, a little nervous, but more excited than anything. And, this is a major goal of mine, was to become a full-time teacher. And I'm so excited that I'm actually realizing it on the day that we are talking about how to make sure that you are actively progressing in your goals. So today I want to kind of go through a little bit of a system that is actually pretty simple. You probably have heard something like it in the past. You may have even used it before, but it's something that's so simple that a lot of us don't intentionally perform it. And so what happens is we're doing something kind of like it, or we're doing 3 of the 5 steps, but we're not really actually being intentional about making sure that we're following through in order to reach our goals. So the first step we did yesterday, the past 2 days, we really looked at making sure that our goals are what we really want, that they align with our needs, our new needs, that we have set something that we can really look at as already happening. And when we look at it already happening, we may not know how we're going to get there, but we know that we're going to get there. So, for example, I am fit and strong, I am healthy, I see myself as beautiful, I'm made in God's image, I weigh 150 pounds, I feel great, I feel strong, I feel confident, this is where I want to be. That's a goal. That is my concrete, that's the outcome that I know that I am going to achieve. So then, we are going to make sure that we really understand why we are going after that goal, which we've done, but that's the second step. So once you've kind of written down, like you did yesterday, your exact intention for where you're going to end up, then you need to make sure the next thing you write down is your why. And I'm sure you've heard, if you've done any personal development or you've done anything where you guys talk about reasons behind what you do, you have to have a really, really good reason why. If you don't have a lot, I think it's cheesy, but a why that makes you cry, or a why that makes you get out of bed in the morning and do exactly what you say you're going to do, you're not going to do it. So if the why is just, I want to fit better in my pants. Well, no, there's something else behind that, right? So I want to fit better in my pants because every time I put my pants on, I say something really horrible to myself and then I feel like crap the rest of the day. Your real why is, I want to try to get fitter and healthier because I want to gain confidence and happiness. So then the real goal becomes, I want to be confident and happy, and I'm going to do that in the first place. And by being confident and happy, I am going to take care of myself better and end up losing weight and fitting into my pants. So that's that whole first day. You're going to be, and then you're going to do, and then you're going to have, instead of if you have this, then you'll do this and you'll be this. Okay. So, if you do this, then you'll have this and you'll be this. So we're flipping that around with that second. We know our why. Our why is our fundamental core reason at our heart that's going to keep driving us. That's going to not push us towards our goal, but literally feels like it's pulling us. It's something that when we have a really good why, makes us not question why we're doing what we're doing, but it actually is almost like a light calling us to it. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So you want to know your outcome. You want to really have that I'm already in that state goals written down, that outcome that you want written down. Then you want to have a why that just really drives you. Like, I want to be around for my kids. I want to be married to my husband for 60 years. I want to, I watch my parents and my in-laws chase around their grandkids, my kids, and I want to be able to do the same thing. I don't want to be on insulin. I don't want to be on blood pressure medications. I don't want to be hospitalized all the time. I want to be healthy. I don't want to be one of my patients. That's some great reasons right there. And then the next one is you're going to just take action. So I want you guys to really think of, for your specific 1 or 2 or 3 goals, start with 1 and really think of how you can take really big steps And when I say big steps, I don't necessarily mean in size. Like, you don't have to go, okay, I'm eating 1,200 calories a day, I'm working out every single day, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It doesn't have to be like, when I say huge steps, it means a huge step for you. So, and deliberate and decisive, and where you don't even think about it, you just do it. You get up and you do it every day. And it becomes a non-negotiable. It becomes something that no matter what happens in your day, you're going to do that, whether it's meditate for 5 minutes or pray for half an hour or get up and work out, even if it's 10 squats and 10 push-ups and that's it, but every day it's something you're going to do. It needs to become a routine. It needs to become an action that becomes so ingrained that it's like going to the bathroom, or it's like breathing, or it's like smiling and laughing. It is something that is instinctual that you just do. When people think of you, they know that's something that you do. Okay? And as you do this, after a little bit of time, a week or a month, you need to start reevaluating. Ask the people, your core people, the 2 or 3 people in your life that you really, really care about their opinions and that are going to be honest but kind, and that are going to be fair and non-judgmental, and that are going to really tell you if what you're doing makes sense or if they think you need to shift it. And then also reevaluate by yourself. Did this feel good? Did this help me get to where I want to go? Did this help in some ways but hurt in other ways? You need to evaluate on a consistent basis, whether it's at the end of the week. Did I actually take big steps every day? Did I actually do the things I said I was going to do? And if not, why? What got in my way? What can I change? And if so, what worked? And how didn't it work? That's the 4th step, is evaluation. We're always evaluating, right? This is actually a good kind of evaluation. This is an evaluation that you should like, because then the next step is to redefine the big steps that you're taking. To go back and say, okay, how should I change my steps? How can I make this work better? How can I kind of change my direction a little bit so that I'm going exactly where I need to go? Here's the thing, guys, and this is something that's talked about very frequently in by lots of people who are in the business of trying to help people change. So you may have heard it, you may have not, you've probably heard some version. But the difference between being successful, being incredible, being out of this world legendary, and being ordinary and, missing the mark is very, very small. Some people call it the 2 millimeter rule or the slight edge. There's a whole book called The Slight Edge that talks about this. Most of the time that you are working on achieving something, you are going to actually be off course. Did you know that when a rocket ship goes from Earth to the moon, when it shoots into space, 98% of the time it's off course? It's not headed directly at the moon. There's constant correction going on. Same with athletes. They are constantly performing these slight little changes. Think of golf, think of basketball, think of any sport, really, football. These tiny little changes that when they are off course make a big difference, but as they course correct, help them still get to where they want to go. Okay? The whole point of this is that it's okay to be off course. It's okay to try something and go, well, that didn't work quite right. Let me do this and change it slightly. You don't have to scrap the whole plan. Okay? When a space shuttle is off course 98% of the time, they don't go, I'm not headed towards the moon, forget it, I'm just going back to Earth. That's not what they do. They go, how can I make a slight adjustment to do better? And one of the greatest ways that you can make a slight adjustment is by continuing to learn and finding new people and finding new techniques and reading and learning and researching and finding good quality examples of how you can change. And we're going to actually talk about that for several days in a row. We're going to talk about great ways to continue to grow and learn and change and slightly course correct. But for now, just know, as you start to evaluate and as you start to make change, they don't have to be big changes. You could say, okay, well, I was waking up at 5 every morning to work out for 45 minutes and that wasn't working for me. So maybe what I'm going to do is wake up at 5:30 because I need a little more sleep. I'm going to work out for 15 minutes and then I'm going to go for a walk in the evenings, a power walk. And I'm still going to get my 30 minutes of exercise in, or my 45 minutes of exercise, but I'm going to change it around so that it works for me, so that I actually get it in. Something like that. That's so simple. It's a small change. You're still doing the same amount of time. You're still doing the same amount of effort. You're just changing around the timing a little bit. Okay? Something like that. So that's your lesson for today. I would love to see your sheets after you go through and really write out your outcomes and write out your whys and write out the action that you're going to take. So if you want to screenshot those to me, I'd be grateful. If not, that's okay, but we're going to be talking about it on Thursday in our Zoom calls, so you might want to have it done by then. All right, guys, go out and rock this Tuesday, and I will talk to you tomorrow.